Alright folks, welcome back to the Wheels of Faith Garage YouTube channel. Today we're back on the F150, the 5.4 3-valve timing issue. As you saw in the last episode, we got everything torn down and got a diagnosis of the timing chain broke over on bank 1. Okay, the passenger side of the vehicle, passenger side of the engine, and it broke. Now off camera I did rotate the camshaft to make sure it didn't seize up, and that's why the chain broke. It did move, so that means the chain is just junk. So we have all new Motorcraft parts that you can kind of see behind me here, except for the gaskets. I went aftermarket on those because it's hard to mess up a gasket. I went with a Melling oil pump, came highly recommended. It's a high flow, high pressure oil pump, since these things have issues with, you know, oil pressure, and without an actual oil pressure gauge, we don't know what the actual oil pressure is. On these Fords there is a gauge, but it's actually ran off of a switch. So once the engine gets, I don't know, was it 11 or 14 psi, the pressure switch grounds and it sends a signal up to the cluster, which just moves it over to its normal spot. So you'll notice on an F150 and a lot of the Fords that have oil pressure gauges, they'll only stay in one spot. If you look at like a GM pickup or any of their vehicles really that have oil pressure gauges, you'll see them actually move relative to engine RPM. So today we're going to jump into getting the oil pan off and getting the oil pump replaced, and then go from there. In order to do that, we got to drop the differential down a little bit, and that gives us our clearance to zip it out. So let's get after it. I'm not looking forward to this. I hate crawling around on my back on the floor, but I'm just happy we have a concrete floor to do this. We got the torpedo heater going. I actually have it turned off right now. I got the doors open because we just got done spray painting the front cover, the new front cover, and our valve covers. Show a little clip here of us doing that. There's also a sneak peek, a little YouTube short of us spraying. It's kind of cool. Something really satisfying, you know what I mean, about some fresh paint on some old parts. Oh, I love it. I love it. All right, let's get after it, guys. Get a look under here and see if we can remember how to get this stuff off. So there's our oil pan. Boy, everything is wet under here, and that's my bad. Like I said, I did not replace the oil pan gasket last time I had this off. I was impatient, didn't want to wait for the part. So it is what it is. So it looks like we're going to need to take this cross member off right here, and then if we go under even more, looks like our sway bar is going to have to come down to clear. Let's see if I can get a better look at that. Need to see what the heck I'm doing here. Oh yes. Yep. So our oil pan here, let's see. Yeah. Actually, that might be able to stay up. So if we pull that down,
We'll try to leave the sway bar in there. We're definitely going to get this cross member out. And I know we have to lower this differential down. That should allow us to sneak it out. So it's going to get these bolts out here. And then I got to remember to mark which way this goes in. This is back. So I got to sketch that in there. I have to do that because last time I took this apart, I put it on backwards and went to put the heat shield on, and it didn't line up. These holes right here for the heat shield didn't line up. So I pull it back off, flip it around, and put it back in. Oh well, you live and you learn, right? That's what makes you a better mechanic. That is 15. You know what? I think it was just this side that we took loose. I was able to bring it down. Yeah, let's do that. Actually, oh, I almost messed up big time. I forgot to drain the oil. Whoa, that would have been a mess. Oof. Okay, all right. Let's get this oil drained. And then we'll get that differential coming down. It's just getting this bolt out and this will come down, I think. That makes it nice, especially when that's not rotted out and just bends and breaks. It's super nice. Click, click. There's that twist that we needed. Oh yeah. Now we got all that room now. Excuse me. And the nut for that is actually welded on the back of the brace. So that guy will just chill right there and we'll wonder where that goes later on. Gonna be nice to us. Wow! Praise Jesus, that's awesome. Hot, that's hot. Don't touch it, Steve. Look at that. Thank you, Lord. Whew. Why do I do it? Oh yeah, that gives us all of the room. Good deal. Okay. And if I put a pillow right here, I can rest my head while I'm doing these bolts. Yeah, probably not though. All right, let's keep going. So yeah, we got a few goobers in there, some pieces of metal and whatnot, a little bit of crap, but it's probably metal from the timing chain when it broke. Some chunked up plastic in there from when it smacked the guide and broke it. So that's to be expected. I'm not too worried about that. We'll get that cleaned up before we put it back in. Put that right there. That's going to go back in here in a minute. Okay. So here's a better look at the debris. So here's a better look at the debris and stuff that was in the pickup. It's about to be expected. Not terribly worried about that. We'll get that cleaned out. It's got some goobers in it like you'd expect. There's another broken piece of the guide. There's some chunks and junk in there, but like I said, it's to be expected when a part fails. I just don't see any big chunks of metal, anything terribly terrible that I'm concerned about. There's another piece. Alright, now that we got the oil pan out, the pickup tube is off, we can go ahead and get the oil pump out of there and get our new one put in and start moving that direction with getting everything back together. I'm super excited. I miss driving my truck. So let's go ahead and get after it. So we need to go ahead and get this chain off of here so we can get down to the oil pump. I'm just going to yank this tensioner off. Well, maybe. That one's in decent shape. It's about what I would expect to see on a guide that's only got 1,200 miles on it, maybe. One time when I was at the dealership, I forgot to put this guy back on, and the thing wouldn't start because this is your tone ring for the crankshaft position sensor. So yeah, I had to take it all back apart. And that took a while. But I want to note that it says front right in there. So that's very important because if you put it in that way, it's not going to be able to read anything. this guy off. See, I mean, it just feels like it's a strong chain, but it's just, it wasn't. Cheap Chinese metal is what it was. We got our gear. Teeth look good. I don't see anything broken or chipped or anything bad. So we can reuse that, because I did not buy a new one of those. This thing was like 80 bucks or 60 bucks or something. Like, Ford is proud of that. But it's in good condition, so we can reuse it. So it looks like we need to go and get this guide right here off, and then we'll be able to take our oil pump bolts out and slide her on out of there. It'll be good. Our guide appears to be in good shape. Still getting replaced though. I ain't playing that game no more. So, looks like we got a bolt here, here, and here. That long one that goes through there, through the guide, looks like it goes through here as well, and that helps hold that guy in. So it should just be these three. Make sure our bolts are the same length. Confirmed. And it should just kind of come right out. Yep. CNS. CNS. I don't know what brand that is. F11. Maybe it's Ford 11 PSI. I don't know. Alright, so for an oil pump, I went with the Melling. It came highly recommended from some other technician buddies of mine. And I wanted something with like a high flow, like a high volume, high pressure, just really want to give her all the oil she wants. So, get this guy opened up here and make sure it looks right and everything. Oh, that's if you want to go lower pressure spring. I remember reading that in the description of the eBay description there. Oh yeah, way. That just feels more stout, folks. Oh, look at that. Melling 3-valve. America, let's go. Way gooder. Way better. Gooder? Whatever. Yo, let me get some stickers. What? That's cool. I feel like a professional now. Alright, let's get this guy bolted up. There it is. There it is. Put that in there just to help line it up before final torque. Put that guy in there. And I'm going to grab my torque wrench from work to go ahead and torque that down. I feel a lot better about it if it's torqued to spec. Yep. Boy, this engine has been through it. Goodness gracious. I wonder if I should go and put that guide in just so I can have that part done. Yeah, we'll put this guy on. This guy just feels more stout. Of course, it's got all this dang paper on it. Have to clean that off real quick. Way more sturdier. I love it. Okay. Well, I can clean up our oil pan, clean up our pickup tube especially, and then get the oil pan back up in there with the new oil pan gasket. Get our sway bar up there, get our differential back up, get our cross member back on, and then come up here and put this timing stuff back on and valve covers, and then we're done ski. Oh, that new oil pump looks just gorgeous down there. Oh, I love it. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Looking good. Well, now we got our components cleaned up. We can wipe off the mating surface of the oil pan on the other side of the engine. Clean it up real nice with brake clean rags.
and then go ahead and get our stuff back together underneath. The oil pan up, the differential, the sway bar, and the cross member. It's early. And then we can come up here and start getting the timing components in, and then we're done. So I'm going to go ahead and bust out the underside real quick. Pretty much just the reverse procedure of taking it apart. So let's go ahead and insert the time lapse now. Okay, now that we have everything done underneath, we can go ahead and get the truck back on the ground, so make it easier to lean over the hood to work on the timing components. Alright, we need to get our camshafts lined up, so when we put the chains on, everything will be where it's supposed to be. They're indicated, like right here it's an L for left, and over here should be a R for right, but right now it's on left because these can work on either side. So we're going to go ahead and turn. This is a non-interference engine. Alright, and there's our R. There's our left. Go ahead and put this guy on. Then we got to remember to put this tone ring back on. It says front. So that'll go on after we put the chains on. Yeah, you can see some goobers in there. Man. About the same. Got some goobers in there. So last time I had these out, I took this this backing off right here and I put the lockouts in it, so I can show you what they look like. So basically they're sitting there like that and keeps this phaser from adjusting timing. Like I said, it worked. I mean, it made it run just fine or whatever. But fuel economy was crap. Power wasn't really that great because it wasn't able to adjust timing, so not worth it. Not worth it in the long run. Well, the tensioners were still doing tensioning things. So those actually held up a little bit. Those will go in last, I believe, after we get the chains and everything in place. So we have an L for left, R for right, so they can go either way. And that'll line up with 2 paint marks on the chain. We'll see that here shortly. We definitely got to line up that stud right there with that indent right there. Wow! I just unboxed our timing chain. Oh my gosh. This thing, you can just tell a difference. Like by the weight compared to the old one. Or the cheapy Chinesian one. I mean, it's hard to tell, I'm sure, on your end there, but this just seems way more better. I watched too much Vice Grip Garage. I mean, it looks the same, but man, that's just way more stout than this. Wow. Alright, so on these chains, when you get them brand new, they have 2 links that are painted right here, and the exact opposite is a single link. So a single link is going to go on your crankshaft right at the dot. This one right here is going to straddle the L or the R with the arrow on your cam phaser or camshaft, sprocket, whatever you want to call it. So as long as you got those 2 lined up, it doesn't matter if it's rotated this way or this way. As long as on both banks they're in their respective positions, the engine does not need to be at top dead center. What is this? Huh. That's cool. They give you some silicone. Yeah. I prefer the good stuff. Nope, the right stuff. This is the best stuff. Because it's the right stuff. I know it's corny. Don't listen to me. Funny enough, I believe the factory ones from Ford are also brown. Anyways. But I don't have the tool that slides over there and you hit it. But typically you can just kind of knock it around. want that edge nice and flush all the way around. Oh yeah. Just like that. Man, that looks good. Alright, you guys ready to fight the good fight with this valve cover? I'm not. I left the VCT solenoids out to allow us to get the valve covers past, kind of set them there, and then we can pick them up and put in our solenoids. I'm not looking forward to this. Let's get after it. Alright, grab our Cyclops light here. These are the best work lights I've ever had, ever in my life. Oh my goodness. I've had the snap-on ones and they don't last as long, and they're heavier and the magnet doesn't seem to be as strong. Whew. Well, she's down. Our gasket is still in place. Good deal. Whew. Okay. Gonna get our VCT solenoid in place. And then we can bolt that beast down. Some silicone up there, and then some right back there. Sweet.
gonna have to look at that transmission dipstick too and make sure I didn't break the dang thing. It doesn't feel broke. I hear the sirens. It's Wednesday, noon o'clock. Is there a torque for those? Yes. I think it's 89 inch-pounds. However, it would take forever and it'd be a huge pain in the butt to run the torque wrench across those. If it leaks or whatever, which I doubt it will, I'll come through and tighten them up again. Alright, let's get the other side in. Alright, our gasket is in place. Sweet. Probably should have grabbed some bolts, huh? Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was the hardest part right there. That's the part I've been dreading. But man, look at that blue. Whoo! That is purty. That is purty. Okay, so we have a few minutes here before I gotta get ready to go to work. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and double check the torque on the spark plugs and go ahead and get the coils back in. And then depending on how much time after that, might go ahead and get the power steering pump back up in place. And then we can get the front end accessories on, all the pulleys and whatnot, get our harnesses down. And then probably tomorrow we'll go ahead and get the throttle body replaced and go get our belt and our fan shroud on. And we should be ready to fire this beast up. I gotta get oil. I actually might bounce out here a little bit early today and stop over at the O'Reilly's on the way to work and grab 7 quarts of 520 and an FL 820S motorcraft filter. I don't think I have one up top there. I think I used it on the Escape. Okay, let's go ahead and keep going. Let's tear this up. Let's do it. Getting jacked up, getting stoked. Look at this blue. Do you see the blue? Oh, it's just gorgeous. So gorgeous. Another manufacturer sticker off the side there. Oh, it's just so gorgeous. Did I tell you? I want you to mess around and freaking break a plug. That would suck. We're gonna be gentle and firm at the same time. I was able to get a little bit of a turn out of cylinder 6. Oh, that blew. Okay, I'll stop saying that now. I'm annoying myself. was able to get a smidge of a turn out of that one. But I feel better. I feel good. We got a few more minutes. Let's go ahead and get this power steering pump put back up. And that's the last hard part. Okay, good deal. Power steering pump is in place. Happy about that. Okay. Whew. And check this out. This is crazy. This light's been on for, I don't know, I think I got 5 or 6 hours of it being on since it was last charged. Still got 75% left. I'm telling you, these things are amazing. You hear that noise? It's my alarm. It's time to get ready for work. I'll catch y'all in the morning.